And then my favorite magic book. You know what? This one actually is now my favorite magic book. What are some magic books you absolutely need to read if you are a magician? Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Caroline Raven. I am a full-time magician and YouTuber. And in this video, I thought I'd walk you through some of my favorite magic books. I have done a video in the past where I talked about my top 5 favorite magic books, where I also added a 6th one, just because I can, because it's my channel. You know how it works. Basically, I thought in this video, I will walk you through this entire pile, because I was looking through all of my books, like trying to figure out which 5 would be my favorite ones, but all of these are 100% worth to mention. So I'll just bring them out to you and show them to you, like one by one, and then I'll tell you which ones are my top 5 and why. Okay? Here we go. The first one I want to mention, and also I'm very good at removing the covers for my books because I really like when they look like this instead of having the plasticky thing on them. Some of them I've kept, most of them I did not, because I'm a rebel. This is one of my favorite books. This is Juan Tamariz's The Magic Way. One of the reasons I really like this book is because it has basically everything you need if you want to become better at the craft of magic. One thing that he does very well is that he takes one trick and he doesn't just tell you how to do it just one way. There's it's a magic way. No, he tells you how to do it, why you should do it in a certain way. Many times in a different way. So like take the ambitious card, which is a standard magic trick that most magicians know and use. He tells you like a million times how to do it differently and different stages you can take to make it better and why that makes it better. It's a really interesting book. Highly recommend The Magic Way. Another book that I really liked reading last year for the first time was Blomberg Laboratories. This one is all about card tricks basically. And the reason I really like this one is because it's very different from other card trick books. It has some great ideas, not only like this is why you should do these kinds of card tricks, but also ideas that are that goes beyond that. So one thing that I really like about this book is that it comes with amazing explanations, and another thing that is so impressive is that the photos here, well, it's not photos, the drawings here in the book, the drawings were made by a program. You heard me. I'm not sure you understood me. So the guy who wrote this book, well, Andy Gladwin wrote it, I guess, but the guy who is behind the book, Thomas Blomberg, he's a programmer. So he figured out a way to have the machine do the drawings. Isn't that crazy? That's so cool. This is a really great book if you want to explore card tricks even deeper. Highly recommend. Speaking of card tricks, there's another book I would like to highly recommend. It's also by Andy Gladwin, actually. See, I don't want to do anything to this amazing pile that I've created. Is this one, The Boy Who Cried Magic. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's very well written and beautiful. Like, look at this. It has a full color. I'm not sure that red on red is full color, but you know what I mean. And the explanations are amazing. And his work on the, it was called The Master Push-Off. Very interesting. I'm not sure I fully know how to do it now because I practiced it for a while and then I let it go. Let it go, let it go. Also, it's rare for me to read a book about only card tricks and dog ear so many of them. Probably 8 or 10 tricks that I think, probably 8 tricks that I think is actually worth my time. And I've been doing card tricks for a long time, okay? I've been doing card tricks since I was probably 5 years old. It's rare for me to find a trick that I find interesting enough to take the time to learn and to practice and to perfect before I actually go out and perform it. But in this book, I found not 1, not 2, but I want to say around 8 card tricks that is worth my time. And that's very rare. Highly recommend, by Andy Gladwin. Some other books that I want to mention is actually 2 books in one. Well, it's actually 2 books, not in one. It's 2 books that comes in a series. And it's these ones. It's the Books of Wonder. This is volume 1 I have here. As I said, some of the books will still have the thing on them, and this is not plastic at all, so I could keep it. It's very nice. I've read this book probably 4 times. It's one of the books that I've read the most. I think this is great because it mixes magic with theory, and he talks about things that kind of, when you get into magic, you kind of get told that this is the way that it is. Here he explains why it's the way that we're supposed to think, like about misdirection and stuff like that, and I thought it was really good. What I don't like about this book, this is my top 5 favorite magic books, but I'm still gonna say it, the tricks in this book, they're very, very hard to perform just like that. So it's a lot of apparatus, it's a lot of creating props for it to actually work. So if you're into that, like actually building your props yourself, this is gonna be a great book for you. I highly recommend both of them. Even if you don't buy these thinking this is gonna be my new favorite magic books, this is still something that if you're a magician, you should have in your collection, because it's absolute gold. By the way, if you're getting any value of this, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on those notifications so you know when the next video is coming out. I am also mixing with the uploading schedule, so now I'm gonna try on a different day and time. So please let me know if this works for you. I hope you're enjoying this. You know, all the things that I'm supposed to say. Let's move on. Okay. Another book that I read last year, or was it this year? No, it started this year, is Scripting Magic, Volume 1, I read, by Pete McCabe. You know, I've scripted my shows for a really long time. I've scripted my shows since 2018. Not all of the time, it's been like super detailed, but what it is now is way better because of the help from this book. Also, I have a favorite new font because of this book. When I started doing scripts, it was more like, these are some ideas, like dots and then idea, dot and idea, dot and idea. After reading this, I understood why it's important to actually sit down, take the time, and script out everything you're about to say. Even if you don't say it exactly like that, it still has a lot of value for you to know exactly what you're supposed to say. It just makes everything so much easier and way more professional too. Like now you can, if you have a script, it's very easy for you to sit down and actually work on the script rather than just saying, well, I have a show, you know? Because what are you gonna work on when it comes to the show? If you have the script, it's very specific. Today I'm gonna work on the script for this trick, or I'm gonna work on the intros and outros of tricks. It's really, really, really good. Highly recommend. Another book I really, really like is The Approach. This book is not so much about the tricks. Well, it's actually not about the tricks. This is about the business side of magic. The Approach, how to book gigs, how to approach groups, how much to charge, even though I think that one is kind of outdated, actually. How many tricks you should know, and more. A collection of over 100 essays, articles, anecdotes, tips, tricks, advice, and real-world advice. It is so, so good. So it will give you like ideas on, as I said, like how much to charge. This is from 2013 though. Like it's a little outdated, but the ideas are still here. Volunteer gigs and charities, and what to say in emails, developing your set, vest versus jacket. Great book. I remember this one was quite expensive though, possibly the most expensive of all of the books that I've talked about today. But this is truly an investment into your business. It's great. Highly recommend. Now we're coming to my #1 most read magic book, and the book that I keep coming back to whenever I need a new idea or trick that I know is gonna kill for my show. This book right here, this is Maelstrom from Tom Stone. I love this book. It is so good. It has some of my absolute favorite, like all-time favorite tricks in it. I keep coming back to this at least once a year. I want to say like 3 times a year, but the pandemic with everything, so you heard me. But some of my favorite routines in this book, if you're gonna get this book is actually hard to find. So if you can't find it, you might be able to find some stuff on his website. I think it's like valleymagic.com or something like that. I might be able to actually post a link to it down below so you can go check it out. But some of the tricks I really, really like from the book that I do on a regular basis is of Dice and Men, which is great. I have a video up here so you can go check that out. That is one of my most viewed videos, and it's not because what I wrote, it's how the algorithm has picked up the video. It's very funny. Siamese book test. It's great. It's great. Well-timed miracle. That is so good. You need a Svengali deck, you need a stopwatch, and you have a miracle. It's great. It's really, really, really good. Oh yeah, the Synonymax is also in here. That is a very interesting trick. Highly recommend. My favorite magic book, probably, of them all. It's amazing. Next one is a little different. It's this book right here by Tom Elderfield. It's called Create Magic, and that's exactly what you do. He gives you different challenges and he calls them activities, and you basically create magic tricks as you do. So it's very different from the other ones, really, where he tells you like a plot, an idea, and then you can draw in the book. Some places you will write things down, and some places you will actually cut pieces out. And this is another page where you write things down, and here we have something that I had to cut out, which was nice. If you've been doing magic for a while and you feel like you know some principles of magic and you know how to like entertain people in a certain way or whatever, like if you have some experience but you have no experience in creating your own tricks, yep, this is for you. This is the only thing you need. You don't need even my favorite magic book. You don't need that. You need this, because this is gonna tell you basically how to create your own stuff. A lot of magicians, they're like, oh, you have to be so original, and I want to be just, you know, the only one that does this or whatever. And I think the only way to do that is if you skip the other magic books and just focus on this. It's great. I absolutely love it, and I'm sure you will too. Another thing that is really good with this one is that it's very cheap. So if you are like me and you like gifting books to friends, why not buy a bunch of these, ship them out for people's birthday? Your friends are really gonna have a good time with this one. I highly recommend it, and I promise you, you're gonna get loads out of this book. Last year, I started a book club for magicians called the Magicians Book Club. We're having a great time. We're still up and running, and we read one book every month. And last year, well, obviously, 12 months, we read 12 books. Last year, I read a lot of good books. The Create Magic was one of them. Scripting Magic we read this year. Actually, The Boy Who Cried Magic and Blomberg Laboratories and Tarbell and The Books of Wonder, we all read those last year. But my favorite book that we read last year that I hadn't read before is John Graham's Stage by Stage. This book is so good. I have a review of this book as well. I'm gonna link that right up here so you can go see that. But this is so good. It does what it promises to do. So it's all about how you can take your tricks from close-up to parlor, from parlor to stage, the things you need in between. He gives you scripting from his shows and the music choices he makes. And the tricks in here are amazing. Like, they are so good. In this book, for some reason, I decided to do dog ears on the bottom. Can you see this? There are so many dog ears in this book too. You know what I should have done? I should have booked myself 3 or 4 days, like a conference with myself at a spa, because I can, and just bring this book and just write down all of the ideas I got from this, because it's pure gold. It's the tricks are amazing. Like I can't remember reading a trick that was like not high quality. Like, it's so good. So one thing that I really like is, so the chapters, there are only 6 chapters. So the first chapter is you are here, and that's basically saying start where you are beginning from. Like, use what you know already. He shows you amazing tricks too, and this is like the close-up stuff. And then chapter 2 is the planning the show and performing the show and perfecting your show. Chapter 3 is all about the tricks. Chapter 4, structure and routining. And chapter 5 is beyond the tricks, which was my favorite part of this. It was all about the lines, the jokes, the bits, incorporation and timing, showtime, music, tracks, cues, showtime. You know, all of these things. Showtime twice, which is funny. Prop management, showtime again, that's 3 times. And then chapter 6, putting everything together. And he doesn't just give you one show, he gives you 3 different shows and tells you why he does it the way that he does with the music and with everything. So it's, if you want to go from where you are right now and just level up to, if you're a close-up magician and you want to go to parlor, this is 100% for you. If you're at parlor, you want to go to stage, 100% the same thing, this is for you. This book is the best book I read last year, hands down. Possibly the best book I've read this decade. Is it? I think it might be the best book I've read this decade. And now we come to another series that we have to talk about, and it is the Tarbell course in magic. Yes, the Tarbell course in magic. It is the one that I have the most post-it notes in. I have them up here, I have them on the side, I have a lot of notes, I have a lot of notebooks that I've written down. This is just the one, the number one. There is a big series and I highly recommend all of them. It has tricks, it has some theory, it has some ideas of like how you can become a better magician, and it's not just close-up, it's not just stage. Has everything. This is a must if you want to go into like deeper secrets of magic and like bunch of tricks. Some people say that if you want to protect a magic secret, you should bury it in a book, and I think that's true. And if you want to create a new magic show, you literally can go and just get one of these and you can create a new show in like no time, because it has everything that you need. Like every single thing that you need is gonna be in here. And people have not seen these things because it's 100 years old. A lot of magicians, they think that the new and shiny and like the latest download or whatever is what's gonna like make sure that their career skyrockets or whatever. But I truly think that is not true at all. I think the best thing you can do for yourself is to take care of your inner development and like your theater skills and your presentational skills and how you dress and how the show looks in general. But if you want to add tricks that people have not seen, you have to go back a few years. My last one that I want to share with you is a book that I keep coming back to. Probably read it like 12 times. This is Maximum Entertainment 2.0. This has zero to do with the tricks. It has everything to do with everything else. What do you do if you have a very... Well, why is this the first thing that I think of? If you have a very heavy door at a venue, what do you do to prevent it from when you're like, that's not the sound that it makes when it closes up. Like when it smashes, like what do you do to prevent the noise? And you know, like all of the things you don't think about. Like what can you do to enhance the possibility for standing ovations and like all of those things. He talks about the 6 pillars of entertainment success. So the 6 pillars are: master your craft, communicate your humanity, capture the excitement, control every moment, eliminate weak spots, and build to climax. This book, like, okay, all of the books that I've mentioned so far, all of them are great, but if you only want to get one of them, just one, you already know some tricks, this is for you. 100% this is for you. This will change the entire way you do your business. Like not how you book the gigs possibly, but how you move on a stage, how you dress yourself, how you take care of your audience, how you talk to producers. Like the entire thing is going to change for you. It did for me. This is the most influential book. The most influential book I have read. Hands down. It's great. It's amazing. It is going to change the way you do everything. So good. So now, to sum everything up, I have now chosen my top 5 favorite magic books. So now, drum roll, please. That was really hard to do by myself. My top 5 favorite magic books that I recommend in, what is it now, March 2023. Here we go. Okay, so first one I want to recommend is Create Magic. This is going to change everything, how you think about magic and think about creativity. It's great. You need that one. If you want to up your game when it comes to the business side, this is the book for you. The approach, it's amazing. It has everything you need to become a better businessman or woman. And then, my favorite magic book, you know what? This one actually is now my favorite magic book. It's not Maelstrom anymore. That's so sad. It's been Maelstrom for so long. Stage by Stage is my new favorite magic book. Oh, Stage by Stage, so good, amazing. Just read it. Thank me later. And then we have Tarbell Course in Magic. What can I say? It's a classic. It's amazing. It's great. You're gonna love it. It's so good. You know. So that's 4. You might have already guessed it. We have to have Maelstrom on here as well. I'm so sad that it's now in my position 2. That is so sad. But anyways, sorry Tom. So good. Highly recommend. Amazing tricks in here. This, you know what I also like about this that I didn't mention before? It has a lot of unfinished ideas. How great is that? Like how often do you get to go into somebody like an author's, like a magician in this case, mind read about an idea and it's not finished. He basically tells you, go finish it, see what you can do. It's great. And then as a bonus, of course, we have Maximum Entertainment. Since it's not a magic book, we're gonna call this the +1. It's number 6, but it's really a +1. So I do hope you enjoyed this video about my top 5 favorite magic books. I also had amazing books to mention before. All of them are great, but if I have to give you 5, well, 6 in this case, recommendations of books you should totally look into in 2023, those are the ones that I can give to you. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. All right, let's see. I have a focus problem in life.